Okay, Dr. Rose, you can try the breakout now. I've made you the host. Saya dah buat Dr. Rose jadi the host. Oh, sorry.
Okay, dah boleh nampak.
Sekejap. Can you make me the host balik? Sorry.
Okay, kejap.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, dah.
Okay.
Nantilah sekejap lagi bila I nak pakai, then only you transfer.
Okay. I buat you jadi co-host. Yeah.
Kalau co-host, I tak boleh nampak breakout room.
Can you make me the host balik? Sorry. Tak apa. Nanti you let me know once you want to use it. Yeah?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Okay.
How come I can hear myself back? I think that's on YouTube. I hear echo.
Yeah.
Let me know what you want. Yeah? Okay.
Can you?
I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Can you leave and then join balik, I rasa? Perhaps that's what you need to do. You leave and then you join balik.
No, I'm hearing from your microphone.
My microphone?
Yeah, from your microphone, there's an echo. I can hear my voice like, you know, it's a
I
and I dengar balik that YouTube dekat your mic sebab orang lain semua mute.
Orang lain. Amirul, you buka YouTube ke?
Yeah.
You need to switch off your video.
You have to mute yourself, then we cannot hear anything that comes through the.
Okay. Can we try now? Dah okay tak? You can try sharing your screen.
Okay, can you speak? Yes.
Boleh.
Okay, great.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Dr. Ros and Amirul.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
Boleh teruskan ke, Doktor? Doktor, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Sebelum saya mulakan program kita pada pagi ini, beberapa perkara ingin saya ingatkan. Yang pertama, saya minta kepada para hadirin untuk menumpukan sepenuh perhatian panjang sesi webinar ini dijalankan. Yang kedua, para hadirin diingatkan agar meletakkan mikrofon ataupun mic masing-masing dalam ketetapan senyap sepanjang webinar ini berjalan hingga sesi soal jawab dibuka. Yang ketiga, kehadiran webinar ini boleh direkod dengan mengimbas kod QR attendance yang ada pada poster webinar ini. Baiklah, pergi berhuma di Tanjung Rokan sebelum pulang mengail ikan. Kehadiran tuan-puan kami alukan, kecil telapak tangan niru kami cadangkan. Selamat datang ke webinar CELPAD IIUM siri ketiga ini yang bertajuk Kaedah Minimalis untuk Menarik Minat Belajar, Belajar secara dalam Talian. Yang dihormati Asisten Profesor Dr.Rosemaliza Binti Kamalludeen daripada Kulliyah Pendidikan IIUM. Terusnya hadirin dan hadirat yang saya kasih sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Indah berbalam di awan petang, berarak di celah pepohon ara. Pemanis kalam selamat datang, awal bismillah pembuka bicara. Moleklah kiranya kita mulakan webinar kita pada pagi ini dengan bacaan umul kitab Al-Fatihah. Alhamdulillah, kita bersua lagi untuk kali yang ketiga. Dan sebelum kita mendengar webinar kita pada hari ini, saya terlebih dahulu ingin memperkenalkan pengucap atau speaker kita pada hari ini. Benarkah saya untuk bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris kerana webinar ini akan dikendalikan dalam 3 bahasa. Rosemaliza Kamalludeen is an Assistant Professor of Instructional Technology at the Faculty of Education, International Islamic University Malaysia for about 6 years. She received her doctorate at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, Virginia Tech, USA in Career and Technical Education. Currently, her research interests are vocational or technical education as a valid and desirable alternative to general public school education in Malaysia. Effective use of technology to maximize learner involvement in the teaching and learning process and teaching thinking to younger students through philosophy for children. Prior to her academic career, Rosemaliza has served the industry for about 6 years as a project sales engineer at Panasonic System Engineer Sdn Bhd, handling multi-million AV system integration project with government agency, GLC and MNC. After finding her true passion in education, Rosemaliza ventured into the school system as a mathematics and science teacher at both primary and secondary level while completing the master degree in education. Apart from teaching academic courses at the university, Rosemaliza is one of the national trainers for the Educator 4.0 with designing learning nationwide program, an initiative by the Ministry of Education Malaysia to upskill and reskill tertiary educator with 21st century time in teaching and learning. She has also conducted numerous workshops at various institutions of higher learning on technology enhanced learning, MOOC, and the art and science of facilitating learning. She was also one of the CEO Faculty Program 2.0 Fellows, attached to the CEO of Open Learning Global, Mr. Adam Brimo. Rosemaliza is also a RDF certified trainer and a proud member of the Professional Learning Facilitator Mastery. Tidak diragukan, begitu banyak pengalaman Dr. Rosemaliza, terutamanya bukan sahaja dalam bidang pendidikan, malah juga terlibat sama dalam bidang-bidang yang lain. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, saya menjemput Dr. Rosemaliza untuk menyampaikan pembentangan beliau. Dengan segala hormatnya.
Terima kasih Amirul. Thank you so much everybody for being here. Thank you to CELPAD for inviting me this morning, alhamdulillah, to be with you in your webinar series. And I would like to congratulate as well the CELPAD team for organizing very, very, I would say, sharing that are needed, I think, right now for the past 3 weeks already. Alhamdulillah, congratulations. Let me share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen now. Yeah. I have been asked, saya telah diberi tanggungjawab untuk berkongsi lah sedikit tentang bagaimana hendak nak engage online learners, sebab sekarang ni adalah waktu-waktu yang mungkin kita pun tak berapa nak sukalah sebenarnya. Online learning ni, semua orang pun rindu students kan, everybody miss your students, being in the class with them, having the interactions, and our students miss us as well. So that's a good thing to know, inshallah. Let me introduce myself again. I am Rose, you can call me Rose, Rosemaliza from Kaedah. Sebenarnya saya tidaklah expert dalam bidang ni, tetapi saya suka berkongsi dengan rakan-rakan seperjuangan kerana melalui perkongsian tersebut saya juga dapat belajar perkara yang baru dan itu saya suka, insyaAllah ya. So I hope that this workshop will be an interactive one. I would require your participation, whether through the chat box or if you want to say something, just switch on your mic, and I'm also going to use some interactive applications, insyaAllah. Okay, so the title, Minimalist Approach. Kenapa minimalist? Sebab I like to keep it simple. Okay, let's see how this can help all of you, insyaAllah. I hope it will help all of you because it has helped me a lot. Dan saya belajar daripada ramai sifu-sifu di luar sana yang lebih arif daripada saya tentang pembelajaran dan pengajaran online. Okay, so this workshop is going to be conducted in dual language. If you miss anything, please just type into the chat box, and I hope that Amirul will help me, shout out the questions if there are. Okay, so let's see. On my slide, there are 2 pictures. Satu tidur, yang lagi satu excited. Because they are together, right? In front of the screen, tengok apa benda yang cikgu ni ajar depan screen ni. Apa dia membebel seorang. Yang lagi seorang dah tak tahan dah, nak tidur dah. Okay. The truth is, I have a 18-year-old son who just entered a foundation program dan dia kata setiap hari ada kelas pukul 8 pagi atau pukul 9 pagi. Tapi bila saya tengok bilik dia masih gelap. Tapi saya dengar suara orang berkata-kata through the laptop. But when I open his door, he is still dalam selimut. He's still under the covers. And the lecturer is, of course, talking to him or herself. And I asked him, don't you have class right now? What are you doing in bed? Yeah, I can hear. So I think that happens to probably a lot of us. Yeah, let's watch this video.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this online class. Click present when I call your name. Jack? Okay. Peter? Okay. Schultz? Present. Okay. Let's listen to that. So I know this is a bit unusual, but I really hope we can study well. I want us together to try to grab the knowledge from this class. I want us to grab... What did he just say? The interdimensional black holes had particles that killed everything in the Big Bang. The black killed everything. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and I will not see you. Radon is the accumulates in the places where ventilation is inadequate, such as the inner and underground mine, maybe build up inside, so exposed to high levels. Let me ask a question to Charles. What is the 6th noble gas? Answer by pressing the microphone. Radon. Good. The thing I want to ask is, someone appears to have forgotten to turn off his microphone.
That was the last time I'm having Indian food.
Charles, I can feel that you're not listening. Can't see you, but I can feel it.
I am listening.
Oh yeah? What was I saying?
Shit. You're talking shit.
Okay, I'm kicking you out. Get out. I don't want you in my class.
Are you out? Yes.
Doesn't sound like it, but look.
I know that I can trust you. Yes.
I can see that all of you are online and listening, which is great. Let's move on. Fundamental idea in science, eloquently put forth by none other than the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman. Theories that we ever invented, the Big Bang theory, gravitational theory, automatic theory, are all models of...
I love online classes.
Okay, class. Before the lesson ends, if you have any questions, please ask now.
Yeah, sir, I have a question regarding...
All right, so this is sort of what a lot of us face every day, and it's not even exaggerated point. It's not an exaggeration at all. A lot of lecturers, educators, teachers have asked me, macam mana nak keep diorang in front of the screen, macam mana nak engage online, because you know I can't even see their faces. They won't turn on their camera. And some of us discourage turning on cameras. And some of us even switch on our own camera. So we're all basically like listening to the radio. And, you know, why are we even turning on Zoom or Google Meet when we can just go on, you know, voice notes on WhatsApp or something like that, right? Therefore, this is the reality of online learning, no matter how much people say that, you know, it's easy, you can do it, it's effective and all that, but the reality is it's not. It's just very challenging, and we've been at that for 8 months now, I think coming to close to 8 months, and we are still grappling, even the experts, yeah. It's a big room for research. So if you would like, you know, to find out more on how to do online teaching effectively, this is the time to build theories and all that, because there's no set theory out there that says this is the effective way. It's not. Okay. So now, I would like all of you to look at this picture. It's a little activity. First activity, I want you to find the words that are hidden in this picture. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds for this activity. And when you find all of the 6 words, there are 6 words that's hidden, type them into the chat box. All right, your 30 seconds begin now. Okay, yeah, we've got a couple of words already. There are 6 altogether. Okay, I see some familiar faces in here. It's good to see all of you. I mean, not some familiar faces, but familiar names, because I don't see your faces. Okay, great. Yes, Zurida, kan? I say write down when you find it all, but I think some people just, oh, I found one, type in. Found one, type in. They're excited learners in here today. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time's up. Time's up. I think most of you found 5, but there's one that you guys cannot find, right? Okay, now let's see where the words are. The first one is there. The first one is report there at the board on the left on the notice board. Yeah, I think somebody said that they saw something at the board, Muhammadim, right? And then there's learn. I think most of you got that, so obvious. Okay. Yes, Muhammad, it's a report. Test. I think most of you got that one as well. And then quiz down there at the chair, the rollers. Right is on that carpet. I know most of you like, what? There's right there. And then here comes the 6th mysterious one. Study. You see it? You see study? Yeah? All right. That study is there. It's like, there's something there, but you can't really make it out. Yeah? So what is this all about? What is this all about? Who can tell me what did we learn from that very, very short 30 seconds activity? Ha, tak aci, tak jelas. Yes, tak jelas kan? Okay, what did you learn from that 30-second activity? Engagement, thank you, Ramiza, excellent. Yeah, it's about engaging students, yeah. What else did you learn? Okay, you need to focus, active participation, only 5, not 6. Okay. Engagement through the tip of the learner's fingers. Yes, study is missing. It's not missing, it's there. Yeah. Oh, study is missing. Yeah, I think that's very philosophical, Ruzai Sharili. I like that. Students to be on their toes. Okay. Nak hadiah, nanti tunggu lepas MCO. Okay. Making learning fun. Thank you very much. Yes. This very short 30-second activity is for me to gauge. There are 63 participants in Zoom, and I'm not sure how many there are in YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm sure you would want to join the Zoom because this is the kind of activity we're going to do. Okay, I want to see how many people are actually there, having access to their laptops, and then I want to see who are the ones who's going to be, my anchor in the class. I can sort of grab these people, okay, when I want some sort of interaction because I know they are there. I know you are there. So you are actually playing a big part in making the class alive. And you will motivate others to join in as well. It's like, hey, what's going on? What's so, what's so interesting? What's so fun? And number 3, you need to have all of your materials clear and ready and understood by the students. Okay. Yes, Zurida Hayati, that's another one. Students don't listen to the instructions because my instruction initially was write them down when you found them all, but some of you are very, very excited. Now, I am not going to penalize those who are very, very excited because I know that you are there engaged and I know where you are at in this class, whether you're with me, whether you're not with me. Okay, so it's a very simple 30-second activity, and this one you can find on the internet. There's a lot of resources out there, and it helps you a lot. And the words that I searched for have relationship with what we're going to do today. Okay, so excellent. Thank you very much for your participation. That's a great job. So now we have established this. After 8 months, we know that this is definitely a fact that we have to live with. teaching face-to-face and teaching online are two totally different universes. Okay, that's why before the pandemic hit, we were trying to propagate blended learning as much as possible because there are advantages on both ends. We know the strength of face-to-face. We know that we can get, the student engagement, the relationship going on, we can get immediate feedback, and we are just there in the moment, in the environment. Like when you want to watch a football game, it's good to be at the stadium. You can watch it at home, but the excitement is not the same. Teaching online has its strengths that we cannot deny. I mean, you can learn from anywhere, anytime, everywhere. Just like right now, I'm at home, you're at home. So access to ilm is boundaryless. There's no boundary to learning. That we have to leverage on, okay? But when there's too much of each, then we feel, we start to look at things from a negative side. So what we're going to do today is we're going to bring you back to the positive side. How do we keep on motivating ourselves as teachers to keep on teaching online, because we don't know when this is going to end? Okay, I am pretty sure next semester it's again going to be blended with heavy on the online side, and we're trying to reduce as much as possible face-to-face interaction until COVID-19 settles, right? We don't know when that's going to happen, but this is a fact that we need to remember. It's totally two different universes, okay? So we cannot replicate what we do face-to-face and try to bring that online. We cannot, okay? All right, now for today, I'm going to go straight into the how to and what to do. I'm not going to go any theories, any instructional design models and all of the big jargons and all that. I'm not going to go into that, okay, because I only have 2 hours or less than 2 hours with you. And what I am aiming at for all of you at the end of the session is you can at least practice 1 or 2 from my checklist. Okay, this is not found in any references like the whole checklist in one article. No, this is me learning from my own experience, teaching online to various age groups, including 7-year-olds, okay? Of course, undergraduate age, lecturers, adult learners. I have actually done my own experiments or my own little study on how to engage different age groups online. And I have also gone through a certification program called the Virtual Learncaster, VLC, which has helped me a lot in organizing my online teaching and also learning. Okay, so if you Google the Minimalist checklist for engaging students, memang tak ada lah. Okay, tak jumpa lagi lah. Maybe I can write it down. Okay, so now let's go to checklist number 1. Mesti semua seram tengok benda ni. Macam, apa ni constructive alignment? Ya Allah. OBE, kenapa? MQA. Whether you like it or not, this is number 1 in the checklist. You have to be clear of your learning outcomes. Bila kita ajar, at the end of the day, student tu boleh buat apa? Itu yang paling penting. Lepas dia habis kelas online you, what is it that they are able to do? Students will be able to explain the theory of black hole. Students will be able to build, their model dream house from recycled stuff. So what is it at the end of the day? What are they able to do after they have gone through a class with you? That is why this is on checklist number 1. It is not the tool, it's not the activity, it's not the slides, it is the end game, your finish line. Okay, where's your finish line? I want to take all of you into a running event. Now, how many of you run? Please give me a thumbs up on Zoom. How many of you actually run for an exercise? Amirul, do you run? Yes? No? Zurida, do you run? Oh my, I'm not getting them. No? Come on, somebody must. Okay, I see Wani runs, okay. And then, and I must have missed some people who put their thumbs up, but okay, imagine that you are going to enter a running event in February. Now it's December, right? In February. What is the first thing that you need to know about the running event? Type it into the chat box, okay? What is the first thing that you need to know before you enter that running event? Type it into the chat box. Semua tak pernah lari kan? When is it going to be? That's one thing. What is the first thing that you need to know? Thank you, Wani. No, you don't buy your shoes first. You need to know how many kilometers you're going to run first. What is the distance? Yes. Wan Nurhana, thank you. How far? There is a difference between entering a 100-meter sprint race and a 42-kilometer marathon. Different kan? They are both running, right? Dua-dua lari. Tapi satu lari 100 meters, lagi satu lari 42 kilometer marathon. Okay, now, the event is in February. What are the preparations that you're going to do towards that running event? From now until February, let's say you're going to run 100 meters. What's your preparation? Let's say you want to run 42 kilometers. What are you going to do? Yes, Wani, build up your stamina, fitness. What else do you need to do? Eat well, definitely. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, Salina, you have to train, definitely. Okay. You have to prepare, kan, for February. If you nak masuk 100 meters, 100 meters is sprint. You kena lari laju. If you nak masuk 42 kilometers, you have to last the distance. What do you eat between now and February? What do you eat? Kalau 100 meters, you nak kena makan apa? What is your diet? You have to go on a protein diet sebab you nak lari laju. 100 meter tak ada orang lari slowly jog. Tak ada. You mesti nak menang punya. Kalau you masuk 100 meter, you nak menang. You have to have a big engine to go fast, just like a racing car. Kereta racing Formula 1 dengan kereta Viva, enjin mana besar? Enjin Formula 1 kan? Enjin dia besar so dia boleh pergi laju. Untuk kita, muscle tu yang menjadi engine. Our muscles are our engines. Therefore, we need to build our muscles in order to go fast. Therefore, we eat protein. If you want to run 42 kilometers marathon, jauh 42 kilometer nak lari, you cannot afford to have a big mass in your body. You cannot carry it. But you need to endure the distance. Therefore, you go on a carb diet because you need the energy. Nampak tak? Pemakanan pun lain. And then tadi, Aiman dengan siapa tadi nak pergi shopping, Liza ke siapa tak? Kasut pun lain. 100 meter kasut lain, 42 kilometer kasut lain. You see? Your end game, your finish line determines all of your strategies beforehand. This is exactly what learning outcome is. This is what constructive alignment is all about. This is what OBE is all about. At the end of the day, what is the distance that the students should finish? And that determines how you are going to teach it. Okay? This goes for both face-to-face and online learning. All right? And therefore, we as teachers, we need to be clear first. What is our definition of our finish line? Okay? And then we can plan properly our strategies to get there, and we can plan our assessment. Now, assessment pun we have to be really, really clear. That 42 kilometers tu, ada yang nak habiskan sahaja. They just want to finish 42 kilometers. Oh, accomplishment. Once in my life, I finished 42 kilometers running. Ataupun nak menang. Nak menang ke nak habis? Assessment dia berbeza. Bila assessment dia berbeza, maka preparation dia pun berbeza. Okay? Now, we are going to practice this. I want to see how you can define learning outcome yang memang sangat clear. Let's practice. I want you to now write one learning outcome for a lesson on time management. Type it into the chat box. I will give you 30 seconds to think about this. Okay? One learning outcome for a lesson on time management. So at the end of the lesson, what should your students achieve? Okay. 30 seconds to think and then shoot your answers in the chat box. Kalau ada yang tengok YouTube yang nak type into the comment box pun boleh. Amirul ada monitor kan? Okay. So 30 seconds and then type into the chat box or in the comment section on YouTube. I know YouTube ada delay sikit apa. Proper plan to achieve goals. Produce a Gantt chart for a particular project. Okay, students will be able to plan for a customized systematic table. Wow. Analyze how they spend their time. Data collection, plan, execute. Okay, now, is this a learning outcome? A learning outcome must be clear. It must be specific. It must be measurable. All those theory lah, the SMART theory. Now, able to differentiate from the most important to less important tasks. I like that one, Ramiza. I also like Narmi's produce a Gantt chart for a particular project. Okay, and then, all right, 201992, Hurun Ain, analyze how they spend their time. Now, verbs like analyze, understand are not really measurable. They're a bit vague. Yes, they are in the Bloom's taxonomy punya definition, tapi itu adalah levels. Under each Bloom taxonomy punya level tu ada verbs yang akan membantu kita get the verbs that students are able to achieve at the end of the lesson. Okay, a good learning outcome, bila you tengok learning outcome tu, you dah tahu macam mana nak assess. For example, siapa tadi, Narmi punya, produce a Gantt chart. You know exactly how to assess. When a student can produce a Gantt chart, you have ticked the box. Maksudnya assessment dia pass. For example, Wani punya, students will be able to plan for a customized systematic table. Now, customized systematic table tu probably is the thing that you're gonna teach them. What is it all about? So when the students can produce that timetable, that is when you know they have passed this learning outcome. They've achieved it. All right. Contoh macam Ramiza punya, able to differentiate from the most important to less important tasks. Yes, when the students can prioritize, to give them a set of things to do and then they can prioritize, they have ticked the box. So the thing is, when you are clear of your learning outcome, you know how to assess, you will know how to teach. Apa nak buat dekat online class tu, you dah tahu dah. Okay. Is it going to be you lecturing, or is it going to be a discussion? Is it going to be a hands-on thing? So you would know exactly how to do it. All right. Now, the one thing that you need to remember when you want to define your learning outcomes is you need to find out as much as possible about your target audience. I did not specify time management ni untuk siapa. Okay, is it for undergraduate students? Is it for lecturers? Is it for kindergarteners? Is it for secondary school students? You have to be clear of your audience as well. Okay, you need to know your learners. Barulah you boleh define a learning outcome that is suitable. Okay, excellent. When we know our learning outcome, this is a very simple table that has helped a lot of educators when I put it in this form. Oh, barulah align, nampak alignment dia. Learning outcome, learning activities, and assessment have to be aligned. And when you go down the topics, they have to have a flow. Jadi bila kita tahu kita punya learning outcome, kita dah tahu susun kita punya flow. Because learning is like storytelling. It's like reading a novel. When there is a flow, when everything connects, when all the learning outcome build upon each other, then the learning will be effective. Okay, macam tengok movie, kalau movie tu choppy, kita macam apa cerita ni, tiba-tiba cerita ni berpusing-pusing, kita pun pening. Tak nak tengok dah cerita tu. Kan? Ada banyak sangat flashback, sikit-sikit flashback, sikit-sikit flashback. Kita macam apa ni? But if the story is really nicely written, has a nice flow, it connects, it builds, there's climax, and then there's the antagonist, there's the protagonist, it will be very exciting. This is how our classes should be. It's like a storytelling. Okay? Now I'm just flashing this to you. Think about it. I mean, kalau cikgu-cikgu kat sekolah memang kena buat lesson plan. Tapi untuk lecturers, I don't expect lecturers, I mean, I don't do a lesson plan, but when we put things like this in perspective, then it gives us a good visualization of our classes. It is at the back of our head and we know where we are going, especially when we want to bring students to the finish line successfully. Okay? Good. Now, let's practice. For example, you want to teach 6-year-olds about brushing teeth online. Session is 30 minutes. Okay? Now, in this, I'm going to give you, let me see. How many minutes is enough? I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I want to put everybody into breakout rooms. Okay. Where is my administrator? Tadi siapa ya? Okay. My host will put you in breakout rooms. Okay. And I want all of you to design this lesson. You are going to teach 6-year-olds about brushing teeth. And the session is 30 minutes. Online tau, nak ajar budak 6 tahun online. I want you to tell me what is the learning outcome, how many learning outcomes you want, 1, 2, 3 in 30 minutes. I want you to tell me how you're going to teach 6-year-olds online about brushing teeth, and I want you to tell me how you are going to assess them. Okay, now we're going to do this for 10 minutes in breakout rooms. Admin, I think you can put them in, let me see, there's 66 participants, probably in 10 breakout rooms so that they can.
Dr. Rose, you are the host now, so you can. You
Oh,
already. Yeah?
okay, got it. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to put you in, okay, 8 breakout rooms, and you will discuss with each other. Okay, where is it? Hilang dah pula. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing sekejap so I can see the breakout room. Okay. I'm going to put you in 8 breakout rooms and you're going to discuss. I will give you 7 minutes je lah. Okay, 7 minutes to plan this 30 minutes class teaching 6-year-olds how to brush teeth online. And when we come back, I want to see your learning outcome, and I want to see how you teach it, and I want to see how you want to assess. Okay? Boleh? Keep it simple. And here we go. All right, I will see you back here in 7 minutes. Okay? Have fun. Okay. Let's see. Okay, great. I think I will move this person to room 4. Okay. I'll move you to room 2. Okay, there's 2 people there. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, if you are here and not knowing what's going on, everybody is in breakout rooms and they're supposed to discuss the lesson plan for teaching 6-year-olds how to brush teeth online. Okay, so you have all been assigned to breakout rooms, and if suddenly you come back and nobody is here, what's going on, nobody's talking, they're all in breakout rooms. Okay. All right, everybody should come back in 10 seconds. They'll come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they all should be back by now. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. And I actually did sneak peek into the rooms, and I found one very active room. One room was also, about to become active, while the rest were a bit creak. Okay, so that's fine. I wanted to see who are the engaged ones, and I hope that all of you can, take that leap ahead in the learning today, inshallah. Thank you very much for your participation. Now, I would like to call that group just now with, I think, Madam Narmi and the gang to share what you have. So I believe, let me see. I can allow you to share your screen. Okay. So the group, Madam Narmi's group, what room was that just now? Was room
7.
Room 7.
Yeah, room 7. Yes, with Nurul and. Okay, thank you.
This is the one.
Yeah, please present. I think Liza or Narmi or
Okay. Narmi, you want to present?
Carry on, Kak Liz.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Very good morning to all. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Rose for this workshop. It's very engaging.
Oh, thank you.
So, anyway, so Alhamdulillah, we managed the thing for, within the time given. So basically that is the topic, and our learning outcomes for the 6-year-old. I suppose that it's going to be very simple. First, they are to identify the elements or the tools for brushing. So basically the tools are the toothbrush and toothpaste, and elements we felt like is something like water or perhaps other things that which are essential for brushing teeth. And then they are to demonstrate the steps, the video, learning activities, video viewing. Perhaps we can show them because they like to look and to learn from, looking, observing. So then they will have this session for showing and telling. And so the assessment, of course, we have to observe whether they have the right steps and they're doing it right. And then definitely how clean their teeth are. Perhaps there are some things are still left in the middle or between the teeth and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what we managed to discuss, Dr. Rose.
All right, thank you, Madam Liz. That was very, interesting sharing. Your group really were into it. Keep your screen on, okay? I want to discuss this. I like this. Thank you so much. Your learning outcomes are very clear, okay? If you agree with me, the learning outcomes are clear, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, now, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to identify the tools for brushing. Maksudnya, berus gigi lah, ubat gigi lah, dan sebagainya kan. Yang kedua, demonstrate steps to brush teeth. First, nak buat apa? Nak kena letak ubat gigi dekat atas berus gigi. Lepas tu, buka mulut. Nak kena buat yang kat depan dulu ke? Nak kena buat yang kat dalam dulu ke? Yang mana satu nak kena buat? Lepas dah habis berus gigi, nak buat apa? Nak kena kumur ke? Nak kena buat apa? Nak gelap muka lepas tu and all that. Good. Steps. Now look at your assessment first. Is it aligned with your learning outcome? The first one, whether they follow the right steps. Whether they follow the right steps, yes, that is for LO number 2. How are you going to assess them whether they follow the right steps? So the way that you should write your assessment is, students will demonstrate their way of brushing teeth, and we will see whether they follow the right steps. So you kena tulis macam mana you nak buat assessment tu. You suruh budak tu berus gigi depan skrin. Okay, now everyone, switch on your camera. Show me your toothbrush. Okay, what do you do? How do you brush your teeth? Now show me. So budak tu akan letak ubat gigi, lepas tu dia gosok dan sebagainya. The next assessment that you write, how clean the teeth are. Is that an LO that you defined? Is that a learning outcome? Students must be able to brush their teeth until it is sparkly clean. Tak ada kan?
Ya, betul, tak ada.
Tak ada. Therefore, that is not aligned.
Alright.
How are you going to assess LO1? LO1 you tak assess. Identify elements and tools for brushing. You tak buat
That's
tu.
not assessed, but it's in the show and tell. They show and tell the elements and tools of brushing.
Every LO must be assessed.
Okay.
And assessment tak semestinya a test or a different project. It can be part and parcel of the learning activity, but you designate it as, for me, to gauge whether the students faham atau tidak and got the learning outcome or not. Okay, show and tell. Is it you showing and telling, or is it the students showing and telling? Okay, or you tunjuk ni. Is this a brushing teeth punya equipment tak? Do you use this to brush your teeth? Students say no. Okay, do you need this to brush your teeth? Maybe untuk nak kumur, right? Do you use this to brush your teeth? Botol air? No teacher, this is for drinking. Okay, now you know, students know which tools can be used for brushing tooth, which cannot be used. So LO, setiap LO yang you define, you kena ada some form of assessment. And assessment bukan untuk bagi markah ya. Assessment untuk tengok, okay, budak ni dah achieve dah at this point of time. Yes, now I can move on to the next lesson. Or I can explain balik. Bukan yang ini tak boleh nak buat gosok gigi, ni tak boleh, ni ada ink kat depan, ni nanti gigi kita kotor. Okay, you have to re-explain based on whether your students got it or not. Dapat So nampak tak sekarang ni, this is why I'm saying setiap apa ni LO yang kita define, kita kena alignkan. Alright, alright. Somebody is asking. Okay, Dr. Siti Zubaidah Anwar said that, is that behavioral assessment? Assessment ni, you cuma nak tengok LO tu achieve ke tidak, itu sahaja. Right? Why did I choose 6 years old? Because I want to go to the very fundamental. If you can be clear of how and what to teach 6 years old, then you can be clear on how and what to teach undergraduate students or postgraduate students. Kita kena pergi bawah sikit, kena basic, kena bagi clear betul-betul. If we do assessment, we don't give marks, what is it? It is formative assessment. Assessment ada banyak there are a lot of reasons why we assess. One of them is grading. What the other is to see where you are, okay? Where you are in your teaching and where your students are in their learning. It is to help them get to that finish line that you want them to go, right? Grading is just one outcome of assessment. But the most important point, or the most important reason why we assess, is we want to further help the students if they are not there where we want them to be. Kita kena bantu dia lagi. For example, in this class of 6 years old, you ada contoh 10 orang dekat dalam online learning tu, 10 orang. Seorang sahaja yang tak betul gosok gigi dia. For some reason, seorang. You as a teacher can then do some more remedial, lessons for that one particular student. Maybe you buat one-on-one dengan dia ataupun you cakap kat mak dia, saya dah ajar tapi tak boleh. Boleh tak puan tolong saya untuk budak ni betul-betul gosok gigi. The rest of the 9 got it. Fine. So you leave them and you can move on to the next level, which is probably, a higher scale of brushing teeth. Yang gosok gigi sampai bersih tadi. Tapi kalau dalam kelas 10 orang tu, 5 orang tak betul cara gosok gigi. Maksudnya, you kena revisit cara you mengajar. Mungkin there is a systematic error. Mungkin diorang tak dengar apa yang you ajar. Mungkin diorang tak nampak video. Ataupun mungkin cara kita ajar tu terlalu advance untuk level dia. So we revisit our teaching. That is what assessment is all about. Especially in online learning. Sebab kita tak tahu, kita tak nampak our students tu face to face, kita tak nampak dia punya immediate reaction. I'm going to discuss this in the next tip. Okay, so thank you very much. Breakout room 7, you have done wonderfully, and you have actually earned yourself, I'm going to give you 3 stars each today for being good participants. Thank you,
Dr. Rose.
You're welcome. To the other breakout rooms also, I think there's another one breakout room that was about to go into conversation, but I didn't stay long. All right, thank you. You can stop sharing now. Group 7. So I want to share my screen now, okay?
Alamak,
right.
Where is it?
Alamak.
Alamak, hold on.
Okay. Just stop sharing kat bawah tu kan.
Tadi hilang dah kan sekejap
Tak apa.
Mana pergi dia? What do I do dia?
Okay, can you all see my screen?
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so this is done. Thank you.
Thank you.
That takes us to tip number 2. Okay, tip number 2 baru satu tadi yang I promise you the first one was the longest one because you really have to embrace constructive alignment. Okay, number 2, you need to know your teaching roles. We are a teacher. We play different roles. We are all of these. We are instructor, we are facilitator, we are a sage. Okay, there is no one superior role than the other. All of this we play. In our face-to-face classes, we do it seamlessly because we can switch hats automatically depending upon our environment, depending upon our learner feedback. So we play these roles interchangeably and seamlessly in face-to-face. But in online learning, we have to be clear which role we want to play. That helps us plan our online lessons better. So my online lesson, you have to be as explicit as possible of what you are going to do. Okay? Kalau dekat dalam face-to-face, it's like in the moment. Macam mana I nak ajar hari ni? So it's in the moment. Even though you planned it, but you can switch based on, again, your feedback and your environment. First role, instructor. So untuk instructor ni, selalunya orang-orang ajar maths, orang ajar programming, orang ajar art. Because there's a certain step that they need to follow. Students kena ikut juga benda-benda ni. Okay, doing a lab experiment, doing what else? Nak buat tilawah, nak buat anything that has got procedures that students have to follow. So an instructor in an online setting, you have to make sure that your explanation is detailed as possible. Your voice must be very clear, okay? Must be clear. Sebab kalau tak tadi jadi macam video tadi, terputus-putus dan apa benda lecturer ni cakap. So the students cannot follow. For videos, it is best to have captions. Sebab you tak nak orang miss apa yang you cakap. Sebab kalau tak, nanti kalau tak ikut prosedur atau tak ikut instruction tu, jadi salah. Learning outcome tak achieve. Okay. As much as possible, use visuals to accompany your explanation. And you have to provide them with references yang diorang boleh refer to nanti. Itu kena bagi. Ini instructor untuk benda-benda yang memang nak tak nak kena ikut juga. Alright? So this is an instructor role. This is what you need to do in an online setting. Okay? Usually, kalau ada instruction video, it is best to be done asynchronously. Maksudnya, you record dulu video tu. Lepas tu you bagi kat student so that student boleh repeat, tengok betul-betul instruction you. Okay? Kalau nak buat synchronous, takut buang masa. Asynchronous, senang, budak boleh tengok dulu, they can repeat and they can ask you questions later on if they don't understand. Role number 1. Role number 2, facilitator. Facilitator makes learning a little bit more easier and you are guiding the learning process as opposed to you giving out information just like an instructor. Okay? As a facilitator, when you want to go into this mode, you have to prepare questions for discussion because you want students to come up with the learning. You have to prepare stimulus that encourage participation. All right? And then refrain from giving information, get them to be involved in the class. Okay? It can be done both during live classes like this and also asynchronous. Asynchronous was in forums, you get them to sort of give ideas, give their reflections and stuff like that. So it can be done in both environments, in synchronous and asynchronous. But the thing is, for a facilitator mode, kita kena prepare the environment for it, the stimulus, the questions, and we have to give feedback. Kita tak boleh biarkan saja. Okay, I dah bagi soalan ni, you all mesti discuss. And I tak masuk campur. Tak boleh, kita kena masuk campur. Give our feedback here and there so that we encourage more discussion. Okay, so that is facilitator mode. Number 3, sage mode. Sage ni siapa? Kalau dekat UIA ni, sage siapa yang you all rasa, this is, you know, really a sage, a very good sage. Give me a name. Come on, in UIA.
Kamal.
Prof. Kamal, yes, definitely. Sage ni adalah seorang yang dia tak pakai slide pun tak apa. Kita dengar, ya Allah sedapnya dia ni cakap, oh my, there's so much of learning. You're there with your notebook and you nak ambil gambar, mungkin dia tak ada slide. Tapi you kena tulis, you nak record. This is a sage. Alright? And you also need to go into sage mode. Because sage mode has got its own role. Spark curiosity among the students. You motivate them by storytelling and all that, right? Visual aid is not necessary for a sage. It's not necessary. You can just listen to them for hours and hours and you're like, oh my, I really want to learn about Islamic philosophy, right? Can be done both synchronous and asynchronous. Boleh live session and it can also be pre-recorded. Okay? All right, so that's checklist number 2. You have to know your teaching roles. And again, kalau face-to-face, it is very, very natural. Tapi kalau dekat online, kita kena plan. Hari ni, my lesson, first I'm going to go into stage, and then there are some, discussions that I need to do. So I need to go into my facilitator mode. And then finally, there are steps that students need to follow explicitly so they can watch my video on the instructor mode. Jadi kita clear apa yang kita nak buat. Kita nak bercakap ke, kita nak senyap ke, kita nak record ke, ataupun kita nak buat live ke. Is it necessary to do live all the time? It's not. Is it a good idea to keep all asynchronous? It's not. You have to have a mix of experiences. Barulah your students say, woo, bestnya. Episode buat apa? Episode buat apa? So it's keeping them, surprised. and engaged. Right, so that's checklist number 2. Next. Okay. This is the thing that you have to really, grasp. Minimize your usage of technology. Tak payah nak bagi banyak sangat. Focus. Choose the tools that are easy to use for both you and your students. Ada orang kata Zoom senang, ada orang kata Google Meet senang, ada orang kata Kahoot senang, ada orang kata Mentimeter. It's up to you, but choose wisely. That is easy to use. It must be reliable. Okay, tak ada sangkut sana, tak ada sangkut sini, and tak ada virus lah, apalah. Reliable. And it has to be accessible by both of you and your students. Okay. It must be aligned with your learning objective. Kalau tak perlu pakai quizzes, tak payah pakai. Don't use for the fun of it, but you have to use it with purpose, purposefully. And the tool that you choose must save time. Jangan macam tadi I will go back to that brushing teeth. You punya activity tadi, show video on how to brush teeth. Which one is better? You cari search for video mana yang nak buat yang brush teeth. Oh tak sesuai lah ni, ada kartun sangat ni. Oh tak ada lah yang sesuai. I buatlah video. So you start recording, beli lighting yang ring lighting tu. Lepas tu beli toothbrush yang canggih-canggih dan sebagainya. Buat video, edit. Okay, nak tunjuk kat budak-budak 6 tahun, video tu 20 saat je. Is that more efficient, or you datang, bawa pula berul gigi ambil berul gigi. Okay, now children, look at me. This is a toothbrush. First step, you need to do your teeth like this, E. And then you take your toothbrush and then do it in a circular motion. Okay, everybody follow me, follow me. Senang kan? You buka kamera, ambil toothbrush, budak-budak semua duduk dekat depan tu, buat sama-sama. You Zubaida, salah tu, salah pegang. Cuba pegang betul-betul. Alright, bagus. Narmi, bagus tu cara, boleh. Is that more engaging or letting them watch the video? Tengok video. Okay, yeah, brush teeth. Yeah, nyanyi. Make sure you do not waste time on the tool, but focus on the learning outcome. Okay? You have your camera, you have your toothbrush, you have your face. Pakai tudung cantik-cantik sikit. Gosok gigi depan tu. Senang. And I have had this question from a teacher. Dia tanya, masa tu dia buat, she was about to be audited for VLC, for our virtual learning. No, not VLC, for our PLF, professional learning facilitator. They have to do like micro teaching. Okay. She was using PowerPoint slide and it was full of animation. Terbang masuk. Okay, point number 1, masuk terbang. Point number 2, Lepas tu I cakap kat dia, can you please delete all of the animation? Just use the simplest animation if you nak keluar 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Okay. Reduce your berbunga-bungaan dekat you punya slide because it's too much distraction. It is cognitive overload tau sebenarnya. Imagine, I tengah mengajar dengan you sekarang in this session kan. Imagine my slides were like, ada gambar banyak. Lepas tu, you nak tengok I cakap lagi. You nak dengar I cakap lagi, and you nak tengok gambar banyak. Gambar tu walhal tak ada pun kena-mengena dengan lesson bergigi. Tak ada kena-mengena. You want to minimize as much as possible the cognitive overload tadi. You nak student fokus dekat you, dekat the lesson, and they know what you're talking about. This is the point. This is why. Put whatever is necessary sahaja dekat dalam you punya slide. tak payah fancy pun tak apa. Letak perkataan je pun tak apa. Tapi janganlah letak perkataan the whole page of the book on one slide. I mean that one is like PowerPoint punya literacy lah, of course. But you jangan letak all of those fancy sangat benda. Sebab dia akan distract you punya student. Okay? Alright. AZ Mansur said, many times I experience difficulties if I have to use Team or Zoom interchangeably with quizzes. If internet is not good, just use chat for engagement. Yep. I have not taken you out of Zoom yet. Ni dah pukul berapa? 10.19. Not yet. We're still in Zoom kan? Tak ada. Yes, apa ni, Sister Mazna. Too many pictures. Distract, definitely. You tak nak tengok Allah, apa ni, aku tengok dia ni, dah lah nak kena dengar online pula tu. Lepas tu, kalau orang on mobile, kalau you letak banyak sangat yang fancy-fancy ni, dia orang tak nampak pun, kecil. Might as well besarkan perkataan tu so orang yang on mobile pun boleh nampak. And orang boleh screenshot, apa semua memang clear. Dan dia tak load you punya bandwidth. Alright? Okay. So that checklist number 3. Next. Organize your lesson flow. You dah tahu you punya learning outcome tadi. You dah tahu you punya different roles. You are aware of your different roles. Number 3, minimize your tech tools. Now you can organize your lesson. You kena plan you punya lesson kalau online. I have divided it into 3 fasa. Okay. Saya belajar ni dekat VLC lah. Virtual Learn Cluster. Okay. Now, this is the flow. I sort of call it, this is for my own kesenangan. Pre-live, live, post-live. Post-live, you're still alive. Okay. Pre-live, you need to build rapport with your students dulu. Okay. This is when you buat WhatsApp group, Telegram group. Okay. Dalam group tu, sebelum lesson, you build rapport and you spark curiosity dulu. You bagi diorang a video to watch, a very short video yang berkenaan dengan you punya subject. Lepas tu, there's conversation. Kelakarlah video ni, kenapa ya? Jangan bagi video yang heavy. Bagi video yang, you know, like a contemporary issue or something like that, that they can talk about. That can start conversation and that will make them look forward to your live session. Dia macam, oh bestnya nak masuk kelas ni. Alamak, tak sabar. Bila kelas ni? Tak start lagi ke? Setengah jam sebelum kelas dah log in. It prepares them for the live class. During your live session, now you focus on your learning objectives, yeah? That's when you know which role you want to play. You want to play facilitator role? You want to play sage? You want to play instructor? Which one is important for you to have that live session? And it must be engaging. Okay? Kalau tak engaging, might as well you buat pre-live atau post-live. Sebab live tu diorang nak berinteract dengan you sebenarnya. Dia nak cakap dengan you, nak jumpa, alah bestnya jumpa lecturer ni, rindulah kat dia. Lepas tu lecturer ni buat tak tahu je dengan dia kan. Tak boleh. You have to engage them. And this is when you use your webcam, your visual aid. They want to see your facial expression. They want to see all the stimulus. They want you to put the stimulus at work. Okay. After that session, post-live, now you have to give them follow-up activities. Follow-up activities ni, yang post-live ni, bukanlah macam assignment yang sampai 10 muka surat, 15 muka surat buat research proposal. Yang itu adalah untuk you punya assessment kan. Ini simple follow-up. Bagi diorang 5 questions on quizzes, for example. Or you ask them to write a minute paper, reflection, and letak dekat WhatsApp group. Ataupun cari gambar yang berkenaan dengan lesson tadi. Simple and doable, diorang boleh buat terus lepas kelas you. And you can give them marks. This is part of the camp. Senang diorang nak collect all this, you know, all these points, all these stars. Right? And then only you bagi diorang heavy assignment. Bila kita dah complete this learning cycle, they will come back for more. Kita tak bagi closure selalunya. Lepas dah ada lecture, bla bla bla, okay, kita bagi big assignment. The closure comes at the end of the semester. Waktu tu diorang dah tak ingat dah. Diorang macam dah demotivated dah nak belajar. Tapi kalau kita close dengan a very simple assignment, a simple activity, diorang macam, oh, okay. This lesson is complete. I'm ready for the next topic. Or I'm ready to do the big assignment. Give them a closure. Right? So ni selalunya kita tak buat lah. Sebab kita fokus banyak tentang yang kita nak bagi markah tadi. Camp tu kita nak bagi assignment project lah, nak bagi quiz lah dan sebagainya. Tapi benda-benda yang simple-simple ni is what counts. It's what keeps them engaged with you and with your lesson. Right? So that is tip number 4. And finally, oh no, tip number 4, flow tadi. Dulu masa kecil-kecil kita belajar KISS, keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Dulu lah masa kecil-kecil cikgu cakap. Tapi I added a bit KISSed. Keep it short, simple, and engaging, dude, or engaging though. Itu kalau bahasa dia orang sekarang semuanya do. Okay. Narmi said, closure can be done via exit tickets. Yes, you can. But make sure that diorang bagi you like a reflection ke, or I know a point to ponder, or a Madias point. Benda-benda tu semua teaching strategies lah. Boleh bawa masuk teaching strategies daripada yang face to face tu, active learning strategies tu ke dalam online by using the right tools. Thank you, Madam Narmi. Okay, yes, Wansawati, definitely simple and clear is the best. KISSed. Keep it short, simple, and engaging though. Okay, right. And then finally, tip number 5. Ni semua orang takut. Assessment. Macam tadi. Kita kena unlearn, relearn, and revamp assessment sikit. Okay. The challenges with doing assessment online is, number 1 is too many tools. Again, when you redesign it, minimize tools used. Okay. For yourself and your students, contohnya you are familiar, you're very comfortable with Google Meet and Google Classroom, and once in a while you guna Mentimeter contohnya. Keep it to that. Tak payah nak pergi keluar, oh minggu depan I nak buat Slido pula lah. Minggu lagi satu I nak guna ni pula lah. Just focus on 1 or 2 or 3 tools that you are comfortable with. Satu untuk repository, satu untuk you punya live class, and lagi satu untuk your active engagement. But focus on your learning outcome and your strategy, not on the tools. And also your assessment pun gunakan tools yang diorang familiar. Jangan tiba-tiba, selalunya you pakai quiz kan, tiba-tiba bila assessment nak pakai Mentimeter, alamak nak kena belajar pula balik Mentimeter ni, nak kena. So tak payah menyusahkan diri. Okay. Kemudian in online punya class, there's missing non-verbal cues. Of course kita tak nampak diorang, kamera pun tak buka. Ramai orang tanya, doktor nak suruh diorang buka kamera ke? Tak payah ke? Macam mana? Of course the ideal would be buka kamera lah sebab kita nampak student kita nampak kita semua kan. Tapi we have a lot of restrictions in terms of bandwidth, that's well known fact. When you need them to switch on, you have to tell them in advance. The next class, saya akan minta you all buka kamera for some reason, because I want to do some assessment, I want to look at your pronunciation, I want to look at your facial expression, I want to look at how you present and all that. And please dress decently and have a decent background. Janganlah ada benda-benda gantung-gantung kat belakang ni. Preempt them. Okay, sebelum nak suruh dia buka kamera tu, suruh dia prepare. Okay, lepas tu for this missing non-verbal cues, you have to assess your learners all the time. sepanjang-panjang online class tu. Lepas 5 minit, okay. Type into the chat box perkataan yang saya dah ajarkan tadi. So dia, oh okay, type. Alright. Lepas 5-7 minit lepas tu, you letak point nombor 2. Okay, sekarang ni cuba jawab satu soalan yang simple ni. Assessing all the time does not mean that you have to prepare assessment tools yang banyak. Tak. Okay, contoh sekarang. Okay, now everyone, I want all of you to type in tip number 3 tadi I cakap apa. Sekarang, betul ni sekarang. Type sekarang. This is not an example. I want all of you to type in what was tip number 3 just now. Now we're at number 5. I gave you, yes, thank you Muhammad. Minimize tag tools. Okay. So you can do all of these things, with your students. It's just using the chat pun. Tak payahlah nak keluar pergi tempat lain dan sebagainya. Okay. Have frequent checkpoints. Again, assessment does not mean that you have to give a grade. It is just to gauge your teaching kat mana, your students kat mana, dia orang kat toilet ke, dia orang ada kat depan komputer ke, dia orang tidur ke apa. We need to check where they are. And finally, of course, in online, you rasa you belajar seorang, tak ada kawan. My son yang umur 18 tahun tu, I am so stressed out. Cakap, why? Because I'm learning online. I said, okay lah duduk kat rumah, mak masak sedap-sedap kan. Kalau duduk dekat campus tu, tak makan tak apa-apa, makan tidak. Ma, you don't understand. I need to be with my peers. Okay, fine. So, tak ada community of learning. So learning is social kan? What you need to do is you need to incorporate group work. That is simple enough that they can use collaborative tools. They can Skype, they can Zoom with each other to do the assignment. Bagi yang betul-betul collaborative lah. Janganlah bagi yang okay you nanti present chapter 1. Tak mau macam tu. You kena buat sesuatu yang betul-betul integrated, betul-betul collaborative, that they have to be together in producing it. Okay, like when I was doing the VLC punya certification, Virtual Learncaster certification, one of the assignments was you have to present your hobby with your group mates in a creative manner, and everybody has to be in the same video. So, the groups got together, they even wrote a song about their hobby, they did a rap song that was like, wow, kreatifnya diorang ni kan. But it's them being together, okay? Yes, Nurul Husni, learning together with friends is valuable. Memang benda tu my son missing a lot lah. Yeah. Zurida Hayati asks, what is your opinion about using pre-recorded lectures all the time? This is what my niece's lecturers do at the uni. Okay. Pre-recorded lectures are fine. Like just now kan, I dah explain your instructor mode, facilitator mode dengan stage mode. Kalau you rasa material tu adalah sesuatu yang student kena review untuk final exam ke, or is very important, please by all means pre-record. And when you go online, you kena buat interactive activity. Macam discuss about the video ke dan sebagainya. Okay. Would you recommend we should do a lot more formative assessment in online teaching and learning? Yes, you need to do a lot of formative, like assess all the time, have frequent okay, yes, focus on formative sebab kalau face to face sebelum on summative punya assessment kan, banyak on midterm dan sebagainya, because kita bolehlah dapat idea dia ni okay ke students are listening to us or not. But when online, we just have to have frequent checkpoints. Even when you letak pre-recorded lectures pun, you can encourage them to leave comments at the video. Dekat YouTube tu boleh enable comments, ataupun dekat dalam Google Classroom comment dekat situ kan, bagi diorang satu soalan untuk diorang jawab ke. So that is a formative assessment juga. Okay, so this is on assessment. Oh, somebody is excited. Thank you. All right, now In summary, these are the 5 things that I discussed just now. Be clear of your student learning outcomes. Number 1, know your teaching roles, minimize tech tools, organize your lesson flow, and unlearn, relearn, and revamp, redesign assessment. So this is 5 tips or 5 checklists that I would say. How to engage your learners without even going out of Zoom. I did not go out of Zoom at all today. I did plan, I had something ready just in case, something goes wrong or whatever. I have another tool that I can fall back to. But I think looking at the engagement from all of you, I do not think that I need to go out of Zoom phone. Okay, so I would like to end my presentation and leave room for discussion. The most important principle for designing lively e-learning is to see it not as information design, but designing an experience. Learning is an experience, whether they are face-to-face or online like this. I have seen my daughter following, a series of online classes, not by her school. She is so engaged and cannot wait for the next class. She's 11. And how the teachers teach is just the teacher, the camera, and perhaps some pictures, a book. Paling kuat pun diorang share a PowerPoint slide showing maps. You can be engaging with as little as possible tools, with little as possible fancy approaches and techniques and strategies. It is you, when you are aware of what you are doing and where your students are going to go, that's when you know how to deliver your lessons best. Because you know how to do it the best. You know your student, you know your topic, you know your subject. I don't. Okay, I can share tips on how to minimize all these distractions and just focus on what is important. Okay, so with that, I think I would like to end my session. You can follow me on Instagram, and that's my email. And I have a website that I have not updated for so long. Well, again, thank you so much, CELPAD. I would like to hand it back over to our moderator, Amirulhakim, for, I don't know if there's a Q&A or if you guys have any questions and all that. Okay, so thank you, Amirul, and I'm going to stop sharing. I shall, let me see. I'll give back the hosting to Madam Hasnur. Okay, back to you, Amirulhakim. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, terima kasih banyak-banyak saya ucapkan kepada Dr.Rosemaliza atas perkongsian yang sebentar tadi. Sebelum kita akhiri sesi, kita buka dulu sesi untuk soal jawab. Kiranya ada, boleh bertanya di dalam
Assalamualaikum Dr. Ros dan semua. Okey, saya Nurul Husni. Okey, saya tak ada soalan nak ditanyakan, tetapi saya nak mengucapkan penghargaan kepada Dr. Ros kerana seperti yang kita tahulah, sekarang kita menggunakan remote teaching and learning, iaitu pembelajaran dan pengajaran secara dalam talian. Dan memang tidak dinafikan kebanyakan daripada pengajar-pengajar seluruh Malaysia lah, sama ada guru ataupun pensyarah, sekarang perlu mempelajari pelbagai aplikasi online lah. Okay? Seperti kalau kita menggunakan aplikasi yang interaktif macam Kahoot dan sebagainya lah. Okay, jadi macam kami di UIA ini kita kena belajar banyak lah. Pelbagai aplikasi ataupun pelbagai interaktif learning yang kita kena, blended learning dan sebagainya yang kita kena belajar. Dan terima kasih kepada Dr. Ros dan juga sahabat-sahabat yang lain kerana telah berkongsi ilmu ini, dan insya-Allah ilmu ini akan kita gunakan untuk memperbaiki dan menaik taraf pengajaran kita kepada pelajar-pelajar lah. Kita pun tak tahu selepas ini kita akan masuk mengajar kembali secara face to face atau terus mengajar secara dalam talian lah, sebab kita pun tak tahu pandemik ini akan berakhir bila kan. Itu sahaja daripada saya, Dr. Ros. Okey, terima kasih saya ucapkan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih Dr. Nurul Husni. Betul, belajar banyak-banyak tools tak apa, tapi nak pakai tu pilih yang mana yang paling sesuai, paling comfortable, dan yang paling penting achieve learning outcome tu, jangan menyusahkan diri.
Okay, saya pun ada sedikit pandangan. Saya sangat tertarik sebenarnya dengan apa yang disampaikan oleh Dr. Ros sendiri, terutamanya berkait kisah tentang alignment tadi. Memang sebelum ni kalau ikutkan kita kebanyakan kita lah mempraktikkan pengajaran tu berdasarkan silibus. Hari ni kita tengok silibus, itu yang kita ajar. Tapi sebenarnya kita terlepas pandang ada bahagian-bahagian lain yang kita kena tengok supaya dia selari. Daripada awal kita mengajar sampailah kita menilai tahap pencapaian belajar tu secara keseluruhan. Jadi bukan hanya berkisar tentang assignment atau peperiksaan semata-mata, tapi apa yang kita nak belajar tu lebih penting sebenarnya. Jadi itu sangat bermakna lah, dan yang ditunjukkan tadi tu memang jelas satu persatu cara dan kaedahnya untuk kita aplikasikan dalam kelas. Maknanya kita faham apa yang kita kena buat dan bagaimana kita nak terjemahkan secara pelajar, dan bagaimana kita nak menilai kefahaman pelajar apa yang kita ajar. Jadi satu konsep yang menarik, dan satu benda juga yang saya rasa saya perlu ubah sendiri adalah cara penyampaian slide. Macam yang doktor pakai tadi pun nampaknya sangat ringkas, sangat minimalis. Sebelum ni pun ada juga beberapa tenaga pengajar juga yang buat begitu, jadi macam saya rasa pendekatan tu kena ubah lah. Jadi kadang-kadang kita kebanyakan pensyarah ataupun pengajar mungkin menggunakan masa hampir sejam dalam kelas dalam talian. Tapi sejam tu adalah semata-mata berdasarkan nota slide, syarahan. Okay? Dan sekarang ni kita kena tukar, mungkin nota slide tu lebih ringkas supaya pelajar boleh dengar kita dan sambil masa yang sama dia tidak lepas poin-poin penting lah yang berkaitan dengan apa yang kita ajar. Jadi itu yang lebih penting sebenarnya. Secara tak langsung pelajar tak adalah tidur sambil dengar kita mengajar tu, dia tidur ke dia tutup screen kan, kita tak tahu, panggil-panggil nama tak keluar. Jadi alhamdulillah sangat menarik. Ada soalan lain ke di bahagian Zoom group chat, atau mana-mana nak beri komen atau pandangan ataupun nak luahkan rasa penghargaan pada doktor ke? Sebab saya rasa sangat bertuah lah kita hari ni. Kerana walaupun Jumaat, start webinar 9 pagi, tapi alhamdulillah sebab ilmu ni sangat-sangat bernilai.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih. Saya rasa participation hari ni pun sangat bagus. Terima kasih. Thank you so much. Oh, ni ada Dr. Azrin. Medical students, 140 students to do practical sessions with them online. Kalau medical ni saya takut nak suruh buat practical online. So, tak confident pula kan. But maybe there are activities that you can choose. What I learned from my friend in UM, Dr. Azah in UM, dia ajar engineering, and the challenge for engineering sekarang ni, saya pun ada sesi dengan Kulliyah of Engineering juga dengan lecturers dia, macam mana nak buat psychomotor assessment dan sebagainya. So what I learned from UM is the lecturers actually bought the kits, beli kat Shopee, hantar dekat students dia. Semua student dia dapat kit and then pergi live online. Okay, lecturer demonstrate and all that, and then the students like video record how they do it and all that. Lecturers go the extra mile, definitely, untuk anak-anak didik kita kan, definitely. So for medical, saya tak pasti, mungkin ada kits yang you can buy or models, you know, and all that, I'm not sure, but for medical tu saya seram sikit lah nak recommend untuk membuat apa-apa online. I don't know, maybe you can sit with your board. What I have suggested before kepada vocational punya groups is you can appeal ke ministry untuk students datang campus secara bergilir because they do need the equipment. There's no alternatif lagi sekarang ni, belum ada VR yang betul-betul mantap untuk nak achievekan learning outcome tu. Alright Azrin, jadi itulah saya punya respon kepada your practical for your medical students. But yeah, I'm sure that you have also tried your best. We are all, saya suka cakap, at this point of time, kita tak tahu yang mana yang paling berkesan sebab kita semua in this experimental stage lagi. Vaksin nak buat bertahun makan masa. Kita nak buat online learning, full online learning to work, makan masa. Nobody knows exactly what is right. Nobody knows exactly which tool is the ideal tool. Tak ada, kita ada banyak dan kita semua explore. And the best is if everyone can explore what you have done and share it through your writing or through sessions like this, it will be very, very fruitful for our fellow educators. Sebab kita nak belajar antara satu sama lain kan. What works for you, what works for me, maybe there's a combination. Tak ada theory, jadi siapa yang nak nama dekat dalam the theory of the best online learning, maybe the Siti Zubaida theory of engaging via drawing online, write it now because you'll be famous. Right? Okay. Oh yes, librarian also miss the students coming to the library. Yes, Sister Wan Sawati. Ya, kan tak ada budak je lah, sedihnya. And then
Rose?
Yes.
Dr. Rose?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wish that we had this session earlier this semester because towards the end ni macam dah ya Allah, rasa macam as you said kan, macam we were like students were bored with us and we are bored with ourselves teaching online. So macam if only we had this session earlier, I could be more innovative and more creative with my teaching, especially the UNGS students, so like 50 of them in one class, So
Well,
thanks, Rose.
Thank you
so much.
Dr. Siti Zubaida. Maybe earlier I was not given ilham for the tips yet. Maybe now the ilham came after so many experiences kan. Yeah. When I was teaching budak-budak sekolah rendah, I was teaching them thinking skills for about 5 sessions. It only took me to put a very engaging story and then letting them use the chat box. They were so engaged, as opposed to when I was teaching the same skills to secondary school students. Secondary school, you rasa macam nak cekik je dia orang.
Macam students kita juga lah, rasa nak cekik juga.
Ya, rasa macam nak cekik je. Jadi, different audience, the same technique don't work. You have to really macam scratch your head, memang. I really salute this profession. I think people who are in this profession and persevere are the strongest people on earth, because this is like, masa ni lah kita nak kena maki lah dengan parents, dengan society. The universities are not efficient with their teaching. Blah, blah, blah.
Not worth their money lah. Everything.
Yeah, it's like, who are you to say that?
Not many know the struggle that we lecturers and teachers have actually.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Wani. Wani is Hazwani from UTM, alumni IIUM. Yes, you miss IIUM, right? Definitely. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. I'll pass it back to Amirul probably for closure or something. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Sir Amirul is tersekat-sekat.
Jadi, ya. Saya punya mungkin line sebab saya dekat Talian, tapi line tak berapa okey lah, tak pasti tak kenapa. Okay, jadi rasanya sesi kita pada hari ini sampai ini saja. Kita akhiri. Saya ada satu pantun kita sampaikan. Boleh dengar ke? Boleh dengar? Okay.
Boleh.
Jadi saya teruskan. Pulau Daik banyak kelapa, Pulau Karimun banyak pegaga. Budi baik payah dilupa, beribu tahun dikenang juga. Jadi saya harap apa yang dikongsikan oleh Dr.Rosemaliza tadi akan kita kenang bukan sebagai saja satu yang baik saja, tapi sesuatu yang kita dan juga di mana kita mengajar. Okay. Jadi saya dengan ini ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih daripada pihak saya sendiri dan juga pihak penganjur, iaitu Division Bahasa Melayu CELPAD, kepada doktor kerana sudi meluangkan masa dan menyampaikan webinar yang sangat bermanfaat. Kita akhiri webinar kita dengan bacaan tasbih kifarah dan surah. Okey, terima kasih semua. Kita jumpa lagi
semua.
untuk webinar siri yang akan datang. Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor. Terima kasih doktor
Assalamualaikum.
Ros.
Salam.
Terima kasih.
Universiti lain semua terima kasih daripada luar. Thank you.
Doktor Ros.
Thank
Terima
you.
kasih Miro.
Okay, thanks Miro. Thanks Hasno.
Thank you Dr. Rose.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Asno,
Ya.
nanti yang recording nanti kita boleh dapatkan
Ya. Nanti akak end stop recording. Lepas tu nanti we'll go to ni lah. Kak Muni lah yang
Okay.
access nanti ya.
Okey.
Alright. Thank you so much.
Sama-sama.
Thank you Brother Reza.
Okay, thank you.